Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Start with the great name of Allah who is most merciful and kind. I am Shahab Shani from Sindhu University campus Largana. My roll number is 2K19 LCS 40. Subject is Calculus Trigonometry Supplementary Pre-Medical. My topic is functions, limits, trigonometry and derivatives. Function. A function is a relation between a set of inputs and a set of permissible output with the property that each input is related to exactly one input. Let A and B, any two non-empty sets mapping from A to B, will be a function only when every limits in set A has one and only one image in set B. Like example in this picture. Another definition of function is that it is a relation f in which each element of set A is mapped with only one element belonging to set B. Also in a function there cannot be two pairs with the same first element. Types of functions. One to one. If each element in the domain of a function has a distant image in the codomain, the following the, the function is said to be one-to-one function. This is one-to-one function graph example. For example, f(r) given by f of x multiple is equal to 3x plus 5 is 1 to 1. Identify function. P is equal set of real number. The function f p defined by b is equal to f of a is equal to a for each is epsilon. P is called the identify function. Domain of f is equal to p. Range of f is equal to p. Graph type. A straight line passing through the origin. Int function. If there exists at least one element in the codomain which is not an image of any elements in the domain, when the functions will be int functions. Q. Let A is equal to x1 less than x less than 1 bracket over is equal to B be a mapping f A B. Find the nature of the giving functions. P f of x is equal to x. This is the into function graph example. F of x is equal to 1. Number 2, limits. What is a limit? Basic idea of limits, informal definition of limit, and what it means to calculate a limit. In generally, there are three ways to approach finding limits: numerical approach, t-table; graphical approach, analyze the graph; and analytical approach, use algebra or calculus. Numerical approach enables solution of a complex problem with a great number but of every simple operations. When analytical solution of the mathematically defined problem is possible, but it is time consuming, and the error of approximation we obtained with numerical solution is acceptable. Graphical approach. In calculus, a limit is used to describe the value that a function approaches as the input of that function approaches a certain values. In the graphical approach, we analyze the graph of the function to determine the points that each of one side limits approach. Analytical approach. An analytical approach is, is the use of analysis to break a problem down into the limits necessary to solve it. It's the same as formal analysis. Derivatives. Number 3, derivatives. A derivative is a contract between two or more parties whose value is based on an agreed upon underlying financial asset, like a security, or set of assets like an index. Common underlying instrument include bonds, commodity, common commodities, currencies, interest rates, market indexes, and stocks. Key takeaways. A derivative is a contract between two or more parties whose value is based on an agreed upon underlying financial asset, index or security. Future contracts. Forward contracts, option options, swaps, and warrants are commonly used derivatives. Derivatives can be used to either mitigates risk, hedging, or amuse risk with the expectation of commensurate reward. F of a is equal to limit f of a plus h minus f of a, limit a plus h whole square minus a 2 square, limit a square plus 2ah plus h square minus 2 square, limit 2ah plus h square, limit is equal limit bracket 2a plus h is equal to 2a. Number 4, trigonometry. What is inverse trigonometry? The inverse trigonometry function sin 1x, cos 1x, and tan minus 1x are used to find the unknown measure of an angles of a right triangle when two side lengths are known. Trigonometry is the branch of mathematics concerned with a specific function of angles and their application to calculation. There are 6 functions of an angle commonly used in trigonometry. Their names are abbreviations are sin, cosine, cos bracket cos, tangent, tan, tangent, cot, secant, sec and cosine CSC. These are the shortcut keys. These six trigonometric functions in relation to a right triangle are displayed in the figure. For example, the triangle contains an angle A, and the ratio of the side opposite to A and the side opposite to the right angle. The hypotenuse is called the sine of A or sine A. The ordered trigonometry functions are defined similarly. These functions are properties of the angles independent of the size of the triangle, and calculated values were tabulated for many angles before computers and trigonometry tables. Absolute trigonometric functions are used in obtaining unknown angles and distance from known or measured angle in geometric figures. The idea is the same in trigonometry. Inverse trig function do the opposite of the regular trig functions. For example, inverse sine minus 1, sine greater than bracket minus 1, sine minus 1 left parenthesis, sine start superscript minus 1, and superscript right parenthesis does the opposite of the sign. The end. Thanks for watching my video.